A recent outbreak of whooping cough in northeastern New South Wales has once again made the Australian Medical Association encourage parents to immunise their children. I'm here with Ahalia from the Australian Medical Association. So Ahalia, why does the Australian Medical Association promote immunisation of children?
Well, Lauren, it's the best form of protecting our children and the community from having outbreaks and pandemics.
So the Australian Vaccination Network promotes parents researching immunisation and vaccination before immunising their children. What does the Australian Vaccination Network say to that?
The Australian Medical Association would say that to definitely research all information that is out there regarding vaccination, but to take into consideration that the claims that the AVN make on their website isn't always the truth.
So what kind of claims might those be?
Well, for instance, there's claims on the AVN website in regards to the whooping cough vaccination, saying that it's a wholesale diphtheria, but that hasn't been used for at least 30 years in Australia, and we now use acellular diphtheria, tetanus and pertussis in the vaccination of children. So the information that they provide to parents is incorrect. So we don't, as the AMA, we don't promote that at all, and in fact we say that the AVN claims are false and misleading to the public.
So has the AMA actually researched the Australian Vaccination Network's claims thoroughly, or are they just dismissing them on point value?
No, we have researched the claims that have been made by the Australian Vaccination Network. However, the claims that have been made by the Australian Vaccination Network are quite outdated, and some of the information that they use are from papers that have been since taken off the registry.
So in the media release released by the Australian Vaccination Network, you actually called the Australian Vaccination Network the wrong name the entire time. So the AMA referred to them as the Anti-Vaccination Network. Mm-hmm. So how can we be sure that they have done their research thoroughly when the name can't even be correct in a media release?
Well, we apologise for any mistake that has been made in a media release. However, that doesn't necessarily negate any information that we do give to the public or to any journalists either. We haven't overstated anything about, and the government, I really can't comment on what the government say, but the AMA totally promote the use of vaccination in the community.
So the Australian Vaccination Network claims that there are benefits to not immunising children. For example, their immune system gets stronger, and that there has been research suggesting that children who don't have immunisation are less likely to get cancer later in life. How true are any of these claims?
It's difficult to really say how true these claims are because there's not any research that has been instigated by the government or the AMA to prove or disprove any of these allegations.
So is there any alternatives to immunising children if a parent chooses not to?
A parent is absolutely well within their rights to not immunise their children. However, we and the government would expect that those children would be staying at home if there is an outbreak, and that they don't, if they have, say, chickenpox or whooping cough, that they're not exposing other children to these diseases.
So what are the risks of immunising children, if there are any risks?
So there are small risks like, having a small red lump that develops, a fever that might last 1 to 2 days, and just general unsettled behaviour by the child. But other than that, there's not really a great risk associated with immunisation. And whooping cough vaccination is very well tolerated in children, even 2, 4 and 6-month-old babies. So, it's quite well tolerated.
What about the claims by the Australian Vaccination Network that immunisation has side effects of sudden infant death syndrome, autism, and that there have been children who have died from immunisation?
The research that was been led by a Canadian study in 2001 showed that the whooping cough vaccination in fact decreased the risk of SIDS associated with immunisation, and there's no link to autism with any immunisation at all, and even the Autism Australia don't recognise that research at all.
So the New South Wales Healthcare Commission recently led an inquest into the Australian Vaccination Network. Does the Australian Medical Association agree with their findings?
Yes, we do. We think that the information that the AVN have put up on their website should be taken down, or at least have a disclaimer attached to it to say that this isn't medical information, and that that all information should be taken into consideration by parents.
No worries. So Thank you very much, Ahalia. My name's Lauren, and thank you for watching UC News.